feedback for us, and more importantly for us, if you want to be entered into our raffle, you're going to go to our website, click on Conference Evaluation. I did link it onto the website. And then CPDUs. CPDUs is a separate form, okay? So there's two forms. One just for us, and that's how you get entered into the raffle. And then the second form is for you, right, to get CPDUs, continuing professional development units. And that will be a separate page and form. Here it comes. Again, you fill this out, and then for this, you will get emailed a link to a download. Does that make sense? You're going to get a download file that's like the evidence piece. You'll get that in your email probably within the next 24 hours. We'll sit through and send that out. If you don't get it, my contact information is here. Just email us if you have any questions. Our contact information is out there if you have any questions or you don't get it for some reason. Okay, so that's CPDUs. I think that's it in terms of just logistics. Okay, so our key, do you have anything? Where we go? Is Marcia Zaboro in the house? She's the presenter. Okay, we've got something. Okay, we got something for her. All right. Oh, if you tweeted and you got a prize, your prize is around the registration tables out front. So I called you out and said, hey, thanks, nice tweet. Here's a freebie. So pick that up, and your hashtag will be, or your Twitter handle will be on there. All right. Here's a little bit about Ryan. Ryan Bretag has spent 15, probably a little bit more now.
A little bit more.
From his blog. All right. 50 plus years in education, both as a secondary English educator and now as an administrator at Glenbrook North High School. In his role, he focuses on innovation in learning and teaching, professional development, technology, infusion, and whole child education. Ryan has presented and facilitated workshops at local, state, and national levels with a focus on leading, learning, and teaching, social media, and blended learning environments. The common thread in his talks is that the most important conversation we can be having today in schools centers on learning, happiness, and passions. Ryan holds a master's in curriculum and instruction, a master's in educational leadership, and is currently completing his dissertation at Aurora University's EDD program for leadership in curriculum and instruction. He is a qualitative researcher, and his dissertation is an ethnography study on spaces people inhabit for learning, and a comparative case study of the design, implementation, and impact of physical learning spaces in schools using an environmental psychology lens. We've known Ryan for a while, and he's going to be our president of NICE for next year. And he's had a rough week, I know. He's been a little under the weather. He's probably rolling in about 40%, 50%, maybe a little higher. So we'll hold him up to the standard about 95%. So just cut him a little bit of slack. But other than that, he's got a great talk for us. And without further ado, here's Ryan Bretag.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud. So how was the conference? Yeah? All right. Let me get a quick show of hands. How many of you had one aha moment where you're like, yes? Okay, I'm done. That's pretty much all of you. That just took all the pressure off me. I'm feeling a lot better. Before we get started, I want to give a round of applause. Sabina, up in the booth up there, is running the lights. This is a student at this high school, and I think it's really impressive that she's running the show today. So if we can get a round of applause for her. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so today's about reimagining learning. We talk a lot about engagement. We talk a lot about motivating kids. But how do we exactly do that? So let's start here. What do these have in common? What was that? Corporate symbols. Okay. Started in a garage. Absolutely. Who said that? You the man. There you go. Okay. Started in a garage. And you stole my thunder because I was hoping that was going to take about 5 minutes. So thanks. I appreciate it. So yes, they all started in the garage. And what's amazing about that is the stories are about how innovative ideas grew. just raw, natural, as they explored and tinkered. But it's a romantic ideal, because when the ideas really blew up, when they became so important, is when they were wrapped around people and places and resources. It wasn't just the garage. That's quite a romantic tale of American history on ideas. It really is when the resources became everything they needed to bring those ideas to life. One of them, agency. That is not my son, but it very well could be. Agency. What happens when a sense of agency is put in place where someone feels empowered to grow their ideas, to explore, to tinker? What happens when we give a person the flexibility to change? How many of you believe it's okay to fail? Okay, almost every hand went up. I'm going to challenge that idea in a little bit. That's agility, though. When we believe someone can fail and then recover, we are establishing agility in the classroom or in the world. Apparently, I have to be a little closer. And then, how many of you have been to Comic-Con? Or know someone that's gone to Comic-Con? They believe they're Batman. I'm not kidding you. They believe they are really Batman and Robin. This is Comic-Con in Chicago. It was scary, but it was so fascinating to watch these people when you get a group of people that have common interests and are rallied around each other. We need people. As much as we were exploring technology today, we need people. We need people to bring ideas to life. The Pope said, and the internet's a gift from God. Did you hear that? Yeah, my family's been, I'm an Irish Catholic. All these texts. Did you hear? You're okay. You won't burn in hell now that you like the internet. So I was, thanks, Grandma. So the beautiful thing about this is, it is about people, and that's what the Pope was saying. We have the ability to connect. So, our challenge today, what if the classroom became a garage studio? Take the concept of a garage where ideas are raw and put them in a studio where you wrap them around people, resources, and places. That's our task. That's our journey today. So, the first thing to make that a reality is to think about technology as pixel and pencil. How many of you have a pen with you today? About half. A pen or a pencil? About half. I do more of my work with paper now than I've ever done. It's okay to blend the two worlds. In fact, this is the world I find myself on most days. I still believe I'm a high school teacher. And I walk around and I work with students. I work with teachers. What are they doing right here? Anybody know? Google Glass. What are they doing with the Google Glass? They're experimenting, absolutely. Anybody see what's in the corner right here? Yeah, of himself. I asked him, can I have the photo? He's like, I took it of myself. I wanted to see my reaction to what the kid was doing. So what's amazing about that is, even though I'm in the high school, I'm blessed to have two children. This is my 3-year-old daughter, who tends to find my phone often and leaves me little messages, her own little selfies. This would be her first selfie. She loves technology, but she also likes to eat dirt. She likes to roll around in grass. She likes to grab toys and experiment. You know what this is? Goldilocks. I hated that idea until I saw her doing it. It was amazing. I had a $1.99 app that I thought was better. Then when I got this, I've been blown away. But what's cool is she wants me to record what she's doing and put it up on the Goldilocks website. She's 3 years old. So, here's what I'd like you to do today. First thing, let's talk about pixel and paper. Pixel and pen. You have something near you. Do you see what's on your seat? everybody take this nice little paper. And do you have a pen or a pencil that you can take out? Please take it out. If you don't, there's some in the back that people will run down. What I'd like you to do right now, I'm going to give you 60 seconds to do this. You are going to create your masterpiece. Are you ready? 60 seconds. I want you to take your pencil out, or pen, or marker, and I want you to look at the person near you. What? There's always one in every audience that just, you're an artist, you're so creative, do it. Okay, look at the person next to you. You have 60 seconds to draw a beautiful picture of them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, draw! Create your masterpiece.
Hey, would you go as
What's that?
It's implied that you dressed up.
I have to admit that my son, who is a big Superman fan, put me in the Superman outfit and he was Superboy. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. 30 seconds. You got your masterpiece. It's okay to laugh at yourself. It's good. It's healthy. All right. Make it good. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now here's what I want you to do. I didn't even have to tell you to share it, did I? You already started sharing. I love these moments. Oh my gosh.
No way.
I've lost complete control of the audience. All right, you ready? Here's your next step. Give your masterpiece to the person you drew right now. Hand it to them. Quit apologizing. Another one. She did tell me she was going to heckle me the whole time. So, does this look like me?
Oh my gosh, you pretty.
All right. Pretty's okay. I'm okay with pretty. All right. Here's what I'd like you to do. Do you like your picture?
Yes.
Is it beautiful?
Yes.
Did they take a good risk?
Yes.
Awesome. Now it's your turn to take a risk. Take out any device that has a camera and do a selfie with your portrait and your piece, and then post it to Twitter using the nice MiniCon hashtag. Come on, you can do it. You ask your kids to take risks all the time. If you don't have a Twitter account, I'm so sorry. Email it to me.
What's your email?
It's rbretag@gmail.com. Come on, get those cameras out. Take a photo of yourself. This is a lot harder when you got it right. You're right, exactly. All right, did you get it up there? Come on, you can do it. If you're not on Twitter, I'm sorry. I'll even be so bold, but I'm going to do some graphic work on mine because it needs it. Not yours, my actual real picture, sorry. Okay, so here's the thing. If an administrator in your building walked into your classroom and you were doing selfies like this, what would they say? Waste of time, tech focused. What are you doing? So as you're finishing, I want you to watch a little bit of this. And I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Just let me put on just a little bit. There you go.
My mom just really hurts.
Oftentimes, mothers pass on their insecurities to their children.
I think my mom's insecurities affect me a lot. When you hear her talk about her insecurities, you start to focus on your own.
What if you guys work with your moms who are also going to be learning how to take selfies?
My daughter already laughs at me and she's 3.
Your mom can redefine beauty just like you can.
Jeez. You know, you turn your head a little bit, that helps.
Okay, so what happened with all these selfies? They put on a complete performance where the students and their parents displayed. They took every female in the school with their mom and they took photos and then they put them up on the wall and had a celebration of what it means to be beautiful.
Going to the photo exhibit was really cool
I
for
have
me
goosebumps thinking
because a
about
lot
this.
of people were writing
My
nice
daughter's
comments about my
3,
hair.
and she already talks about, is my belly big? She's 3.
In the workshop,
So when people
I was surprised when I
focus
heard
on
the girls talking about their
technology,
insecurities.
I say good.
When they said they were insecure about things,
Because
those
right
were the things that
now,
made them different. But the
we
things that
weren't
made them
focused on
different made them
technology,
unique.
If we didn't look at our students and go, how could a selfie be beneficial in the classroom? Things like this wouldn't happen. There's a lot of talk out there about make it all about teaching and learning. That's great. And I believe in that. But it's also everything about the technology. It's about a perfect blend of both. When you start asking yourself, what can this do? You will start seeing a difference. So I ask these questions. When I work with teachers, what are you trying to do with learning? If they don't know, it's okay. But it's important to get beyond content and skills. Our world today is everything's a skill or a content. What we really need to start talking about is what does it mean when we have mindsets and dispositions that make you passionate learners for life, that really transforms who you are. And that can only come, in my opinion, when we start to focus on creating the types of experiences that engage our students' mind, heart, and body. Technology is huge. You can come up. What experience will foster this growth? Talk about it. Finding a selfie seems like a mundane task. But when you dive in like this school did in Mountain View, it changes everything. Though, if you were to ask those students in 5 years if they remember that, do you think they will? Absolutely. Design experiences, pixel and pencil. This is going to drive me nuts. Okay, so how do we enhance and take the best of digital and non-digital? It's not a romantic idea that I still love moleskins. I shed a tear when I tossed it this way. The moleskins are paper and pencil. I couldn't live without that. I want to draw. I want to doodle. Let them do that. But also give kids Play-Doh. This is a high school classroom. They're writing on the table with chalk. They're rolling Play-Doh up. They were throwing it around the room, all good stuff. But they were capturing it, recording it, using digital to capture the physical. It's a beautiful thing. How many of you have heard or maybe even said, create a test, stop tweeting. Listen. How many of you have said or heard the comment, try to create a question that they can't Google? Good luck. I can Google a heart surgery right now and find out how to do it. Okay? What we ought to do is form Google debate partners. How about this? Keep your lids closed on your device. Don't take out your phones when I ask you a question. We're going to think about that question. Then I want you to go out there and find out how strong was your belief and argument. Who cares if they can find it on Google? Let them find it on Google, but let them wonder about the question. Bring both worlds together. Stop trying to fight and figure out a way to get questions that kids can't Google. Instead, tell them, go Google it. Chances are for every one question, there's 60 different answers anyways. So let them debate with those ideas. The other thing is a custom learner interface. How many of you in your district are using iPads? How many of you in your district are using Chromebooks? So almost everyone in this district is either or in this district. Really? It's you. Most of you are using Chromebooks or iPads. They are friction-free computing. They are also highly customizable. Are we helping our students to design an interface that's a learner interface? Extensions that build out, apps that build out, or are we giving them, here are the things you need? Where is their ownership in designing an interface? My Chromebook, it's me. Anybody that tried to use my account would be lost. With the 30 extensions I have, the 120 apps, it's me. Bless you. So, ask this question. What are the best tools for creativity, for wonder, for innovation? And then let your students figure it out. Now, we talk a lot about tools, and I think that's valuable. How many of you have at least 2 tools that you took today that you want to try? Okay. Now you got to figure out how, right? Where does it fit? I'm going to challenge you to do this. At school on Monday, if it's not called because of the cold, please do this. I want you to take the tool you really like. If you don't have one, try ifttt.com. I totally mispronounced it, but that's okay. ifttt.com. If that, then this. Have your students go, I want you to look at this tool. And on Friday, we're going to do an app smash. You're going to tell me how we could use this in class. How would this be beneficial? You want to empower your students? Stop doing all the work. Stop taking the technologies you learned today and trying to figure out how to use them. Perhaps hand that over to your kids. Can you dedicate 10 minutes a week to their exploration? Also, build a digital authorship suite. Anybody know what this is? Picture up? I don't have any more gifts. I'm sorry. What's that? It's like an art gallery, absolutely. Anybody see what this is right here? Yeah, how old school is that? QR code. What do you think happens in that? Go ahead. It is, absolutely. So what ends up happening is that's a full-on tour of the students' work in this gallery and a link to their full portfolio. It's been up for about 2 months and it has had over 7,000 hits on it. What happens when we empower our students to be authors? They have that suite of tools. Why would we hide all their work behind bricks and mortar when we can make it glass and show it to the world? Now that's scary. How many of you, that's a scary thought? Oh, good. Oh, very good. How many of your administrators would think that's a scary thought? Ah, a few. Okay. What it's about is a digital footprint. You've heard all that. That's good. But here's the argument. Right now, my 5-year-old son is very angry at me. If you search his name, he has around 29,000 hits on Google. He's mad at me for the photos, his grandmother for the tweets, his mother for, she's on every social media known to mankind. So everything goes out about him. His world's been broadcast. His story is being told for him. Digital authorship tools allow them to tell their own story. This was by no means at Glenbrook North or Glenbrook South High School. I'm just letting you know that right now. Do you think this is pretty common for teenagers to put up? Yeah. Is that the kind of things we want them publishing? They're going to do it anyways, but maybe we should publish some of their good stuff as well. So, I challenge you, challenge number 1 of like 99 today. Brand loyalty to the self. How will you help them become brand loyal to themselves? Yes, it's a business term, but in 2014, they need to become brand loyal to themselves. You can talk to them all you want about digital citizenship and they'll turn their head. When you talk to them about having brand loyalty to themselves, they stop and they listen. Okay, second piece, people and places. How many of you have a learning management system at your school? Okay, a few of you. Moodle, Blackboard, all those good things. I could never figure out why we want to manage learning with a system. What we really need is a learner contribution space. And there are hundreds of them out there. How will you bring a place where students become part of your community? It's so important that they are connecting in and they are controlling that environment. It's not being managed by you. You're a part of it. Honestly. Okay, customized and personal. One of the neat things about this is a radical buzz term. Everybody's talking about personal. Make it personal, make it personal. That's great. But what this is about is taking things like this. We had an AP US history teacher that at the start of how many of you teach AP US history? Or anybody? Thank gosh. So we're in good shape. So it's all about content. So at the start of the year, they would give them a 100-page packet. And this is first semester worth of work. We're going to go through it page by page, question after question. When this teacher shifted it to customizable, he created a Google site, took the themes of each page, and said, you go build it out. Go find the answers, go work with whomever you can, and pull in all the experts you can, and really bring this to life. The scores went up. The experience was never better. He could quantify it and qualify it. Oh, I got a question. Okay, go. Yeah.
I like the customizing personal learning, and I learned a mantra from a teacher today, and I don't have her name. She said, know the rules, then you can break the rules.
Absolutely. I think that's perfect. Absolutely. I think that's perfect. Go beyond what is stopping you from telling your story differently than everybody else. And there's a death of distance. This is one of my favorite moments, walking in the hallway, and I hear giggling coming from the Chromebook. What is going on that Chromebook? Oh, we're talking with my sister and her roommates. What? Yeah, she's in college and she's helping us solve this chemistry problem. Okay, I'll walk away. And the new study out of University of Illinois says that the average tweet is retweeted or responded to from 750 miles away. Think about that. Distance is dead. How will you embrace that in your classroom? Engagement comes when you kill it off. It doesn't have to be, oh, you know someone in college. What about this? How many of you are familiar with connected classrooms? Just a few hands. Take this. This is one tool I'll give you today. Take this tool. Connected Classrooms is Google. They got tired of people asking them, hey, who can I connect with? So they created this whole suite of teachers, classrooms, and professionals, and they're bringing it together, such as on February 4th, you're going to go dog-throughing through the wilderness using Google Glass. You're going to be live with the people that are dog sledding with Google Glass, talking to them. Any middle school teachers in here? The hatchet? I mean, you got there's some connections here if you start looking. Behind the scenes at Slack National Lab, dinosaur fossils. These are connections. On top of those big ones, there are schools saying, I want to connect. I want my kids to become part of a global conversation. Let's get beyond just saying it and let's start doing it. How many of you heard about collaboration today as being critical, important piece? Okay, a lot of hands. How many of you heard about the importance of isolation? I would say it's just as important. In a world that's all about collaboration, what happens to the introverts? I'm an introvert. I'm not shy, but I much prefer to process individually and then grow collectively. As the technologies in the world shifts to collaboration, what are we doing to honor the value of independent thinking too? It has to come together in both places. Our kids want it. You should go into our libraries. Our libraries are beautiful places, but the kids go, where can I go and work alone? I need some me time. Let's honor that. Now, I know this is a challenge, but space design is key. If your classrooms look something like this, it's time to change. And you don't need a lot of money to do it. Ask these questions. When the kids are staring in the doorway, what do you want them to feel about your space? What should they feel? Should they feel excited? Should they feel that there's going to be action? Or do they go, huh? And then think about the experiences you're going to have inside there. For $100, you can change your classroom. How many of you have seen this?
This is Eisenhower High School. We're right on the southern edge of Chicago. My name's Mike Curta. I teach geography here. I have 4 geography classes, roughly 18 students per class. It's all freshmen. I thought I was a pretty good teacher before this. The combination of Idea Paint and Evernote has really revolutionized the way that I've taught.
It was so out of the box thinking. It let the kids draw their ideas anywhere they want.
We like to get our blood moving. We kids, we don't just sit in one spot for very long.
They're drawing on the tables. Idea Paint, $100. If you call the company or you call a retailer, they'll probably cut it in half for you. Change your classroom when the desk become an interactive tool. When that tool, when they're writing and drawing on the desk, the next class that comes in can build upon it, can grow those ideas. Death of distance. We have distance between our first period class and our second period class, between our second graders and our third graders, and they're right next to each other. This physical change brings about a closure of distance. And using Evernote, any of you attend the Evernote session today? Okay. Evernote captures this. Hold any device over it, it captures it and digitizes it. $100. Start changing your spaces. Really? Now, I'm glad I got a couple laughs because this slide shouldn't have been in here, so I apologize. But my leadership students, they kept telling me this was the best thing for Be Human. But it's a little creepy. So, Be Human, pause in perspective. I can't get over that they put that in there. I give my students the slide decks that I'm going to use, and they can modify them and tweak them. And I kept telling them not to do this, so thanks, I appreciate it. I'll make sure to review it before I start. Okay, pause in perspective. When we look at this notion of being human, I can't help but think when we talk about kids that are disengaged, distracted by technology, it's because they're not co-designers of their experience. Are we asking them, do they have the means, the resources, the motive, and the opportunities to make this experience come to life? Ask them those questions. Also ask them this. We talked about the selfie. I tell our teachers to ask these 3 things to their students after every major experience. Was it an experience that you will lose? Was it a temporary mindset? Or is it lasting? With the selfie, how many of you think it was lost immediately? How many of you think it was temporary? How many of you think it was lasting? Yeah. How do we create lasting moments? The kids can help us there. And finally, 2 questions that I think change the environment, especially if you have technology in your classroom. Ask your students these 2 questions. If you were using technology today, ask them, should we? Should we have used it? Or shouldn't we have? We think kids want technology all the time. It's not true. They want engaging moments. So ask them. When a teacher took their kids out to a Rivers biology class, took their kids out to the creek, he told them to keep all their tablets and their devices in the room. At the end, he asked them, should we have taken technology? They painted a perfect picture of why. The next time, he did that. The next class, he did it with technology, and it failed miserably. And the kid said, we shouldn't have. But the point being is, you had the conversation. Let the kids talk. You want digital citizenship? Ask those 2 questions. Let them start understanding their decision making. If not, you get this. Now, for those of you that can't see this in the back, I apologize. This is from a physics class. He was rickrolled. Any of you know what rickroll is? Okay. Never gonna give you up. Never going to let you down. Every start of this word of the sentence created a song. And he turned his physics assignment in. That went viral. So he wrote a physics paper, and he was so bored and disengaged by it that he rickrolled the teacher. Pretty creative. What if we took that creative energy and let them help design the experience? Let them help make some decisions. Harness what they have. They have a lot of it. Okay, 20% time. How many of you have heard of Google's 20% time? Genius Hour, things of that sort. Those are times where you let students explore their passions and interests that drives their heart. Can you dedicate time for them to explore and wonder about things? We're so tied to standardization and we're so driven by the federal government, by outdated administration that puts us in a position that says you can't focus on the heart. 20% time is all about the heart. When you focus on 20% time, what Google's found is things like Gmail, Google Earth, little products like that, evolved. We do something at one of the high schools in our district called Spartans Connect. This story will probably tear me up, so I'll keep it short. These are students that got a chance we take the day off school, they got a chance to explore their passions, anything they wanted. These kids put on a Harry Potter exhibit and performance. One of the students, not in this picture for her protection from what I'm about to say, one of the students had a problem with coming to school, had school anxiety. In this case, she stood up in front of 400 kids and put on a Harry Potter exhibit. What happens when you let their passions go? When you say, we honor who you are. Okay, boredom and distraction are real. The problem with this idea of boredom and distraction is that it's always been there. How many of you have seen this out there right now? The boredom scale. The Atlantic has done an article, or excuse me, the New Republic, and since December 16, 2013, there's been almost 500,000 tweets that say board and school. Now, I had an issue with that author. It's the beauty of distance being crushed. So I tweeted her. Go look it up. Conversation unfolded. I'm like, is this a school issue? And she goes, oh yeah, we're doing all the research. So I decided to find out board work, board church, board keynote speaker. You're not supposed to laugh at that one. And what ended up happening? It was more. Now I'm hoping she's going to write an article because I'm tired of people spitting on schools every opportunity. Distraction and boredom are real in society. If your heart's not in it, you're going to be bored. So, what can we do? Hello. Well, let me put you through a wee bit of a test. Are you ready? I want you to free your mind. Clear all your ideas out. Think of nothing. Yes, I like that. Clear it out. And I want you to stare up here for 180 seconds. I don't want you to take your eyes off that screen. I don't want you to think about anything else other than how good I am. Those are the things I want you to stare at that screen. Are you ready? Can you do this? On your marks, get set, clear your mind, think of nothing, stare at the screen, go. You're out. And now you're out too, see? It's a trickle-down effect. 130 seconds left. All right, more out. 120 seconds. Okay, I'm going to stop it at 110 seconds. Is it easy to focus? To just clear your mind? We ask our kids to do it all day. Be focused! Really? It's not that easy. 180 seconds. In fact, it's not that easy. Have you seen? This is your thing. It's so not easy. Give me land, lots of land, and the stars. Love advertising. Okay. It's such a challenge. This beer machine and pause for 180 seconds, we'll give you a free beer. Now I would challenge NICE to consider at the next event to have this in place. But that's my challenge to the NICE board. As president, I think I'll try that. No. Here's the thing. What percentage of people were able to do it? Less than 5%. Now, we're not offering kids free beer. Do not put that on Twitter. I did not say that in the live stream. But if you're going to put out there that there's one lady that got it, that you can't do it. A guy tried 10 times and couldn't do it. How do we expect our kids to do this? It's okay to take a mind-wandering break. It's okay to be bored. When did the world create this moment where you have to be engaged all the time? How tiring would it be if you were in a constant state of flow for 6.5 hours a day? How many of you are tired after NICE? A few of you, okay? It wasn't because you're bored. You were stimulated. It's okay. Go away. Okay. Final piece here, play and produce. Here are 4 discussion starters you can have when you're going to use technology. First, does the technology make things easier for you or your students? Got this from Devin Showing in Iowa, the first 3. Does it make things easier or more efficient? If so, it's probably a good use of technology. Does it allow you to alter a past learning experience for the better? If yes, good job. Do it. Does it create an experience not otherwise possible? That's the most challenging one, but if so, do it. If not, don't use it. And finally, what I feel is most important, does it invite creation, imagination, and wonder? If what you're doing doesn't invite those things and they're not creating, perhaps think, maybe it's a different pattern. Bias towards action. Design thinking, a highly important concept. Kids start developing empathy, exploring concept. This is a Navajo school, and what they're really working on is kids designing their experience. Everything they do, they create. I don't care if you call it design thinking, problem-based learning, project-based learning, inquiry-based learning. Kids need to be creating, not reproducing. Kids need to be creating, not reproducing. Multiple tools and paths. I have a 15-year-old niece in my house, now 16, sorry. She came home one day as angry as could be. You were in my school. What? You were in my school this weekend. Yes, I was. We now have 4 Glogster poster assignments. You laugh because you've done it. I mean, here's the thing. Why is it we learn a tool, then we hand it off to kids and we say, this is what you're going to do? When do they get a choice? How do you want to display your learning? That's the key. Give them a choice. If it's a Glogster poster, great. There's 90 tools that do what Glogster does. No offense to Glogster if there's a vendor here, sorry. But let the kids choose. How do you want to display your learning? More creation. One of the things I'd recommend is teach your kids how to pitch. Come to you and say, this is what I want to do. Do you like it or not? And you as a teacher, guide them. Let them pitch. 30-second elevator pitches. You all said you believe in failure. Do your assessments allow them to fail and recover? If you believe in failure, then they should have a helmet on. I love this picture. And develop a hacker spirit. I need 2 volunteers real quick, and then we're going to end it right here. Come on up, you 2. Come on up. Are you ready to have a hacker spirit? What does it mean to be a hacker? You break it. Break it to fix it. Everything's breakable because everything can be made better. It's like I planted these 2. Isn't this great? Okay, so you want to introduce yourselves? Come on, we got to do a little introduction.
Hi, I'm Kim McDermott at Golden Teach, if you want to follow me on Twitter.
Really, this isn't a PR campaign. But good.
I'm Ashley Merced, and
what's your Twitter account?
At A Merced.
Okay, if you want to follow her. Okay, so here we go. Everybody stand up. Okay, we're going to learn the robot dance, so you got to put your stuff down. Here we go. Let's get robotic. How many of you did the robot dance before? Come on, liars. All right, here we go. You're going to learn the rules right here.
Robot.
And if you 2 could hop up on stage. You're going to lead it. Yep, you're going to lead it.
For real?
Yep. Go. All right, here we go.
Totally rad dances with Dancing Kim. The robot. Hi, I'm Kim. I just got back from the mall and I can't wait to dance. Today, I'm going to teach you how to do the most rockin'est dance around. It's called the robot. Everybody's doing it. You ready to start? Okay. Step 1, put your arms straight out in front of you, real stiff, just like a robot. Step 2, turn your arms to the left, but keep your torso straight. Step 3, let your torso follow your arms to the left, just like a robot would do. Now let your torso drop, Let your right arm go back and down and back again, real mechanical-like, just like a robot. And then come back up, and don't forget to pop it, because you're a robot. And remember to keep your eyes empty, because you're a robot. All right.
All right. Now here's what I want you to do. You have 10 seconds to remix it, hack it up, create a different robot dance. Ready? Talk to the person next to you, get 4 people. Get together right now, go. So, hacking is a mindset. It's not about technology. Here's what I'd recommend you do. Tell your students to hack up an assignment. Here's an assignment I'm struggling with. Hack it and make it better. For instance, a teacher that had a student hack up an assignment about debate, and I have 2 people over here, wonderful instructional technology facilitators. I had nothing to do with this. They did everything right here. Hacked up Vine. How many of you have seen Vine? They use Vine to do a debate. It keeps it tight and condensed. It changed that experience. What happens when you allow students to hack your assignments and make them better? Give them that opportunity. I leave you with these 2 challenges. 1, how do we make schools, our classrooms, worthy of student engagement, joy, and passion? I believe wholeheartedly that joy, happiness, and love come before policies, procedures, and standardization. Thank you. That's my belief. What is your belief, and how will you turn that belief into action? That's my challenge to you. And my final thing is this. Please tell your story. Please tell your story. The robot music's still going. Please tell your story. I'm a big fan of Harold and the Purple Crayon. I tell my son and daughter every time they have a nightmare, start using the purple crayon and create your own story. I'm asking you to create your own story with a 10-10-10 concept. What will you do with what you've learned in 10 minutes from now, 10 months from now, and yes, 10 years from now? Where will you be, and what will your classroom experience be like, your students' classroom experience? Please tell your story. My name's Ryan Bretag. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Wow. Just so you guys know, we're trending on